All right, you ready for your next comedian? Yeah. Okay, it's not a quiet house show. You guys can make like more noise than that. Yeah. I'm gonna read you their bio, then I'm gonna say their name, then you're gonna clap your hands, you're gonna woo, you're gonna holler, you're gonna stomp your feet. This is Lee Rogers. Lee Rogers has appeared on Ron Lynch's 5 Minutes or Die. He has also opened for Maria Bamford and used to host a trans-sex comedy show in Los Angeles. Make some noise for Lee Rogers!
A little bit about me. I am also transgender, so welcome to the Trans Takeover. I have to tell people that I'm trans at the top of my sets now, or I get in trouble. Cis people tend to be really punitive. I mean, who here even knows what cis means? As in, cis is stupid that we're even talking about it. I mean, who here knows what punitive means? But I am trans, the boy kind, the Chaz Bono kind. And people wanted to know, what did I look like when I was a lady? Well, I was tall, had long black hair, skinny, gorgeous, of course. I looked a lot like Cher. Half-breed, that's all I ever heard. Half-breed, how I came to hate the word. Whew. Labels. People want to be called this, people want to be called that. Me, I identify as a merman. Because I'm masculine on top, but I'm fishy on the bottom. Ladies. A lot of ladies in the room tonight. Let's give it up for the ladies. And ladies, if you're anything like me, you hate going to the gynecologist because you're the only man in the waiting room. They tell you when you're trans to do things like wear a suit, bring a briefcase, pretend to be a pharmaceutical rep. I'm pretty sure that that's illegal. But my gynecologist is always suggesting something crazy new, you know. She wanted me to try this new UTI. She wanted me to try this new IUD. That would be crazy if she wanted me to try a UTI. She'd be like, have sex in a bubble bath and then don't go to the bathroom. But it was this copper IUD. It was the same kind that Cleopatra used in olden times. You know, the original femme fatale. And so I did what all trans men do in that situation. I thought, what would Buck Angel do? So I manned the fuck up and I let that nice lady shove some precious metal up my pussy hole. No, fuck Buck Angel. We have roast beef. But it's really hard being a trans guy because you need a different dick for everything you do. You need a dick to pack with. You need a dick to pee with. You need a dick to fuck with. You need a whole bag of dicks. That's why we all wear fanny packs. But Charlie Kirk is in the news again. He's being investigated. It's called transvestigation. And I think it's just crazy that, you know, Charlie Kirk was shot when he was talking about gun violence. That's kind of like 9/11 happening on 9/11. And now they're trying to say that trans people are terrorists. So I guess you could say I'm like a sleeper cell. But if you're familiar with my comedy, you know I'm more of a suicide bomber. They say that there's trans ideology. I'm not quite sure what trans ideology is. Maybe it's like all the boys have to be girls, all the girls have to be boys, everyone's autistic. The only ideology I know is this trans guy at the LGBT center ran into a trash can and he apologized to the trash can. But I think we are radicalizing the conservative side because they can't seem to keep straight who the trans boys are and who the trans girls are. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's in the name. But they'll see them online and they'll be saying things like, trans men are men. Trans women are women. I'm like, yes, thank you. That's very affirming. Or I'll post a picture on Facebook and someone will say, you'll never be a woman. I'm like, can you tell my parents that? And now we've got these conservatives that are going to Starbucks coffee shops and they're ordering, you know, their single shot espresso and saying that their name is Charlie Kirk. And that way, you know, when the barista calls out their drink, they have to say Charlie Kirk. Which, like, for a group of people that are so opposed to name changes and pronoun changes, I mean, talk about the ultimate dead naming. But my girlfriend, she is trans too. We're both trans. We're trying to turn you trans. Trans. I think the best thing about dating a trans girl has to be they can open up the jars for you. And I'm like a really big pickle guy, so that was kind of a deal breaker for me. You hear a lot about trans women in women's sports. There's a lot of controversy about that. You don't hear so much about trans men in men's sports. It's almost like they're not scared we're going to win. I don't know, like, with our small figures and our small muscle mass, our small hands, you know, like, what sports would we outdo cis men at? Maybe gymnastics, figure skating, horseback riding. I tried to be gay once, and I downloaded Grindr, and I matched with this trans guy that was 200 feet away. He was inside the same gated apartment complex that I live in. And he was like, that way I don't have to let you in. He wanted to keep things really casual. So he said, come over, the door will be unlocked. I'll have my headphones in, I'll be watching porn. You don't have to say anything. And I was like, okay, this is what men do. You know, I'm a man now. This is man sex. So I went down on him for like an hour. He was like a total edgelord. Poppers and everything. And then after he came, he kicked me out, and I thought, that's the last I'll hear from him. The next day, he hit me up, and he asked me to help him move furniture. So after all that, I just ended up with another U-Haul lesbian. They say that there's more trans people now than there were in the past, that it's been increasing over the past few decades. Like in the silent generation, there's about 0.5% trans. You know, we don't talk about Juno. But in the Y generation, there's about 2% trans, which is the same amount as Mormons and Jews. So that's plenty if you ask me. No, I'm just kidding. They're saying that it's like a trans contagion. The trans people are turning other people trans. But if you look at a graph of left-handedness, it increases the same like slope. Well, you know, all those left-handers trying to turn you right-handed people left-handed. You know, if they treated it like they treat trans, they'd say, how old were you when you realized you were left-handed? How do your parents feel about you being left-handed? Is your grandma okay with it? We know there's like a generational turn there. But it's one of these Caucasian causation problems. They could say also that increases in ice cream sales cause increases in deaths, when really it's just the summer. There's something about that heat that makes people want to kill people and have a sweet treat. The only time that I was shot by the police was when I was protesting, but it's okay. It was less than lethal rounds. You know, the kind of bullets for white people. It hurt, but just enough for me to go home and write about it in my journal. I was like, dear diary, systemic oppression was pretty mid today. Left a review on Yelp. I was like, 3 stars, wouldn't recommend, but the crowd's energy was great. You know, some people, they get shot by the police and they get disappeared. Me, I got shot by the police and I started a podcast. You know, they made it right, though. They ended up sending me a gift card to Target. And, you know, trans men be shopping. Sometimes when I say I'm trans, people think that I mean like the other way, like I'm a trans woman, which is like, oh, thank you. It's very nice. But they're like, oh, you just didn't dress up today. You just didn't do your makeup. And I'm like, well, I have like a full-grown beard. Like, this is a Taco Bell. And they're like, why are you coming out to me as trans in a Taco Bell? And I'm like, I'm trying to get the keys to the women's restroom. Have you seen the men's room? It is disgusting. Like, I can pee standing up, but it's going to get everywhere. And I think being trans, you have like a interesting perspective on the sexes. Like, I can explain why the women's bathroom line is always longer than the men's. Surprise poops. And people are like, where do you stand on the bathroom issue? I'm like, the whole point is that I sit down to pee. But I think that it's wild that they let me transition. You know, they let me become a man. A man. Man is important. You know, maybe a woman, but a man? What if I fuck up everything with my feminine sensibilities? What if I get period blood on a spreadsheet? What if I get super woke and I Me Too myself? What if I smile at a baby? So want to thank you all for coming out tonight. If you have a drink in your hand, go ahead and raise it up. Let's do a toast to my parents that made me who I am today, an alcoholic. Thank you. I'm Lee Rogers.
Lee, did you say surprise poops? Oh my God, what a character. I'm so addicted to him. Just so everyone knows. Addicted to Lee, addicted to men. What a great guy.